Violet was born in October 2018, and as our first child, she patiently observed our learning curve as first-time parents. As Madeline and I adjusted to our exhausting but amazing life as parents, Violet eased that transition by being, in the words of her pediatrician, absolutely perfect. Like all new parents, we celebrated every milestone. Her first smile, her first steps, the first time she looked us dead in the eyes and threw food off her high chair like this. And realistically, it was impossible to ever be mad at her. How can you be mad when you're in love? As a toddler, she was whip smart, talking early and taking stock of everything in her little world. She grew to be sassy and sweet, happiest when she was playing dress up or having dance parties, which usually just became running laps around the couch. She grew to appreciate the finer things in toddler life. Toy Story, Frozen, and Lion King were just a few of her favorites. When she became a big sister at 2 years old to our daughter Rose, she was excited to pass everything she had learned along to her. When Violet turned 3, we had a joint birthday party with her sister Rose, who had just turned 1. With the pandemic easing in the fall of 2021, we really did it up. We got a bounce house and gave it a tea party theme because that was one of Violet's favorite things. I worried at the time about doing a joint birthday party for them so early, but it really was perfect. They both had so much fun, and the night ended joyously with their faces smeared in frosting. The next morning, when Violet was eating breakfast, she looked over at me with her eyes slightly crossed. I was confused and shocked by what I saw, and it's a moment that's still seared into my mind today. On the morning of November 9th, 2021, I was walking into a meeting at work, and Madeline called me. Violet had told her that her legs hurt, and she didn't want to walk. As a child who ran whenever humanly possible, this was a sign that something was definitely wrong. Immediately, I drove to meet Madeline and Violet at Lurie Children's Hospital, determined to get the best medical care possible and figure out exactly what was going on. We held out hope that it was something temporary, maybe a serious virus, but visits from doctor after doctor and the concerned looks in their faces told us the situation was much more serious. We were pulled into a small room where our world was shattered. We were told that our daughter, the light of our life, had a brain tumor called diffuse intrinsic pontine glioma, or DIPG. Like most of you, we had never heard of it. The pontine refers to your pons in your brain, which is the part that deals mostly with motor functions, which is why Violet's balance and speech were affected. Before we could even grasp what we had heard, we asked about the prognosis. The words that followed seemed impossible. Violet's odds of survival were less than 1%, and she would likely die in just under a year. The weeks that followed can only be described as a living nightmare. Each day blurred into the next, a torturous haze that marked the darkest period of our little girl's life, and ours. Our baby, who had never even thrown up, endured 2 grueling brain surgeries to biopsy the tumor and implant a device to perhaps be used in a future clinical trial. She went through 30 rounds of radiation, but as a 3-year-old, she needed to be sedated every single time. Within 3 weeks, she had completely lost the ability to walk and talk. Imagine the confused rage and misery of a 3-year-old who, without warning or explanation, lost the thing she valued most in the world: the ability to communicate and her agency to walk and go wherever she pleased. The month or so after her diagnosis were truly agonizing beyond words, and as a parent, I felt utterly helpless. And for the rest of my life, I'll never understand the injustice of a child experiencing such excruciating pain and suffering. During that time, Violet's neuro-oncologist, Dr. Ashley Plant-Fox, was instrumental in introducing us to Make-A-Wish. Now, I want to emphasize that while Violet's prognosis was terminal, Make-A-Wish supports any child with a critical illness, not just those diagnosed with a fatal outcome. The involvement of Make-A-Wish came at such a pivotal time for us. As a family grappling with the unimaginable, we desperately needed something magical in our lives, and a place where we could have quality time together and be cared for as a family. For our girl who absolutely adored Elsa and Simba, there was only one wish choice: Disney World. When we told Violet about her wish, her face absolutely lit up. We told her she would meet, in real life, her favorite characters and princesses, including Elsa. Now, as I'm sure most of the people in this room can attest to, Disney World lives up to the hype. We hit up every park and every character experience we could. Violet met Elsa, Buzz Lightyear, Mary Poppins, Goofy, and of course our hosts, Mickey and Minnie. Her eyes soaked up every magical moment, including the lights and sounds of every ride. And at the exit of every ride, she did not miss out that Disney's marketers had strategically placed the world's best souvenir shops with the perfect items right at her eye level. Her favorite ride was surprisingly not the Frozen ride, or It's a Small World. Nope. It was Pirates of the Caribbean. That's right, my daughter was one badass 3-year-old. From character breakfast to lunch in 2 castles, Belle's and Cinderella's, to being in awe of the Magic Kingdom fireworks, Violet was captivated and filled with joy. Everywhere we turned, Disney cast members saw our Make-A-Wish lanyards and went above and beyond for our family. It was incredibly touching to feel how much they cared for us. It was truly the most VIP experience you could imagine, and every moment sparkled with magic for Violet. While this was the hardest time of my life as a father, knowing Violet's prognosis, her wish allowed Madeline and I to recharge too. It gave us the strength to treasure those priceless moments with our little girl, soaking in the wonder through her eyes. We lost Violet in less than a month after we returned from our trip. Her tumor had unexpectedly metastasized and cruelly spread all over her brain and spine. The progression was alarmingly fast, and we knew our time together with her was diminishing quickly. We made her as comfortable as possible at home and spent the days playing with her new souvenirs and watching Disney Plus to relive the moments of our amazing wish trip. It was a small comfort trying to capture the joy of those days at Disney, holding on to the memories it brought her, even in those final days. Now, when I learned of Violet's diagnosis, I thought the resources needed to go towards life-saving research. If we directed enough funds, maybe we could save every child. I would give everything I had to save Violet and kids like her. But my perspective shifted after experiencing Violet's wish. Make-A-Wish taught me the value of giving these kids amazing experiences, especially in the face of their treatment. The wish experience doesn't detract from the medical research, but rather it complements it by addressing the emotional and psychological needs that are crucial, especially for a kid. Each wish granted is not just a moment of happiness. It's a profound acknowledgement of their strength and spirit, a celebration that honors our children in a special and unforgettable way. Tonight, Madeline and I carry the shattered hearts of parents forever changed by losing our little girl. Violet's laughter once filled our home, and her bravery outshone the darkest days of her illness. Make-A-Wish didn't just grant a wish for Violet. They gifted us those moments of profound joy and normalcy amid our turmoil. Those days at Disney were truly the happiest time of Violet's very young life. I'm not sure how heaven works, if it's an actual place, or if you get to choose your own version of it. If it's the latter, I can confidently tell you that Disney World is where Violet lives right now. Tonight I stand before you a father forever changed by his daughter's light and love, urging you to help carry on Violet's enduring legacy. Your generosity can bring strength and boundless joy to children who truly deserve nothing less than the entire world. Please join us in creating these magical moments and become our partners in providing hope to many more deserving children. From the bottom of my heart and on behalf of Violet 2, thank you for making miracles happen.